Okay, I'm seeing it running again.
Good. We should definitely wait until he's back before we resume the list, though.
Okay, yeah, I'm. I saw 6 and 5, and one of those already is going to be upsetting to the group.
Okay, I should be back, and it looks like Z is tapping out for tonight. So,
Bye, Z.
in this case, I was mentioning that it was lucky number 7. So
now it's time
lucky
for
number 7, and it shut off on us.
yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure how lucky.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, number 6 is Planescape Torment.
Really?
Yep.
I am conflicted because I have not played Planescape.
What the hell it's doing that high?
I want to say that probably some new editors at IGN really love Planescape, but I have not played it, so I can't honestly say anything about it.
I haven't either. I haven't heard the Planescape name in so long. It's one of those game series that's just from 1,283 years ago.
800,000 words. Holy shite.
What?
The script
It the right
for,
way, it might be good, but isn't that good?
Trivia from Stone Monk Wisdom was that the script for the dialogue-heavy Planescape Torment is a whopping 800,000 words.
Wow.
What? 800,000?
Producer Guido Henkel appears as the iconic blue nameless one on the game's box art. Despite being considered one of the best RPGs ever made, Planescape Torment did not sell well. 800,000 words.
So this doesn't necessarily mean this list isn't necessarily based on fan base acclaim so much as critical acclaim. Because if it's poor selling, then obviously the fan base didn't come out to support it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're in the top 5 now.
All right.
Bring on that number 5. I'm ready for tilt. I'm ready to get tilted.
Okay.
I'm ready to get tilted.
Michael, just get ready. You sit down. Get ready for it, buddy. I'm gonna give it to you right now. Number 5, released in 2004 by Blizzard Entertainment.
Oh no.
Right.
Yeah, World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Dan will be gone from this list.
Do we need a full evangelical choir in the background clapping while you're doing this? We need that on a soundboard, Eddie.
Oh. Now, I'm going to defend World of Warcraft just a little bit.
In fairness, Warcraft has been around forever, and it's done
super
really
fucking important.
amazing shit.
Yeah.
It's done some really amazing shit. It's been the keystone of the MMO community for the last decade.
Zell, so far we haven't run into RuneScape, but it doesn't mean it's not in the top 4 now. But here's my problem with WoW being in the list, much less 05, is that yes, it's a great big old world, but it's a great big old world because 1, it's been around for 13 fucking years, and 2 is that half that experience is player generated, and I feel like the RPG should just be an encompassed story, and I don't know.
I'm gonna yes and no that one. We've already so devaluing based on MMO, I can't agree with at this point. And yeah, my biggest concern with it is that yes, it is a massive, sprawling world.
Which is the way you would say something is good, but is it only that way because they have so long?
Interesting concept, Zell,
Yes and no.
by calling it a Skinner box.
It takes It would take thousands of hours to experience every single ounce of possible content, which is really good in an MMO or RPG, especially in an RPG.
Yes.
You've got so much replay value at that point. My biggest concern with WoW is that they've done so many different things to stay fresh that they've forgotten what it was, and it's become the perfect picture of what happens when an MMO is alive too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where they have to basically revamp it halfway through its life.
I don't know. I played it for one summer, and then that's all.
There was, the Cataclysm events. They completely reworked all what I refer to as the homeland areas, the 0 to 60 areas, were completely reworked and redone.
Yep.
I mean, the content after that, though, and that's where you get a huge disconnect, is that they've done so much to revamp this and revamp that the story no longer flows smoothly. You now have stuff that happens when you first start your character that's predicated based on events that took place in the expansion, that you're now playing the expansion before that, and so you literally time jump back in your own timeline about 5 years, and are suddenly going through this point and the next.
Anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
I think we need to finish out this list.
Okay, so number
Alright.
4. Let's keep going.
Number 4. Wow. Okay. Number 4 is Pokemon Yellow.
Oh, what?
I was already slightly grain of salting Sun and Moon being number 20. Yellow was my first Pokemon, full disclosure, but that being said, no.
But Pikachu could follow you around.
Oh, I'm well aware. And I'm taking that into account when I say
Oh,
no.
Damn it.
Okay.
What?
My thing scrolled and now I'm spoiled for what the other one is, or the last 4 is.
Ah.
And I'll tell you right now that
You're
Final
sad.
Fantasy
I know
VIII
you are.
is not on the list at all.
Thank God.
It better not be. Damn right. Damn right.
All right. So
So number 3. Number 3 is Baldur's Gate 2: Shadows of Amn.
I'm the
What's happening?
What's happening?
I don't understand what's going on in my life. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, Baldur's Gate series is good, but
Oh, I got that yellow Game Boy.
Do
You want to move on before it drives you insane? You want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on before Michael decides to go
Okay.
like berserk
Okay.
and kill.
So we have 2 more slots. Do we want to take
Yes.
guesses of what number 1 and then number 2 are, or number 2 and number 1?
One of them had better be Final Fantasy VI, or I'm rage quitting.
Is that all I'm getting for guesses?
And number 2 should be
You're not gonna guess at all, David? No. Guesses?
Robotech.
2 and number 1 is.
Number 2 is Robotech, and number 1
No way.
is going to be. Oh god, I'm trying to think of a really. Oh, a Resonance of Fate. There we go.
Did you just
Resonance
pick
of
random
Fate?
ones on-
Resonance of Fate, really.
I think David was
Really
trolling
saying
us.
Resonance
I'm making a joke,
Your
Michael.
final answer, Regis.
Stop trolling us, David. Make an honest guess here. We only got 2 more
I'm
rounds
hoping
to go.
Final Fantasy VI is number 1.
The same.
Number 2 is Final Fantasy 6.
Depending on what number 1 is, I will accept that potentially. But it
I think
depends
you'll
on what
accept
number
number
1
1. Do we need to talk about
All
Final
right.
Fantasy 6? I mean, we played it on this channel, so
is.
Okay.
We do not need to talk about Final Fantasy 6. Everybody here knows that is one of the best games ever made and far superior to 8. Like a million times better than 8.
it's fair.
Everyone knows
8
that.
is still great.
Everyone except for you knows that.
I mean, and number
Everyone
1
who has
is
game
Final Fantasy
quality.
8 is number 1. Woo! I'm just
Lying,
kidding.
liar, lying ass.
You better have third-degree burns on your legs, Eddie, because those pants are on fire.
Yes, they are.
Squall.
Okay.
You need some confessional time. You need to sit in the confessional box and think about what you did.
Well, I guess I'll tell you what number 1 is. Any guesses at number 1, now that you know that Final Fantasy VI made it to number 2. I'll give you a hint.
Honestly?
It's a classic. It's a classic. And I will like it. And I've never finished it, but I will like it because thanks to this game is part of the history of what I love. Oh, it's slightly related.
Interesting. I'm not sure.
Nothing's coming to my mind because most of the ones I'd consider classic have already been mentioned.
So nothing I'm saying triggers any thoughts?
Trigger.
Oh, you motherfucker.
It's Chrono Trigger, number 1.
Okay.
I will allow it. It's a little rough for me, but I will allow it.
I am pissed because there's one series that was not mentioned, and it's my favorite. And I'm pissed.
Which one?
Wild Arms.
Yeah.
Wild Arms
was left out.
Yes, and I hate it because it's one of the very few RPGs that has a Western theme to it, and it's science fiction with fantasy.
You know what series I'm actually a little miffed was left out? Like, there were definitely spots that things could have been moved down or out to make room for it. Is Saga. Xenosaga.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've been rewatching the I've been rewatching an LP of Xenosaga as of late. And I hate to say it, but there's parts of Xenosaga that just don't stand up well to the sands of time.
You know what Final Fantasy VI didn't have? It didn't have Akira Toriyama. That's why.
Yeah, well, that's
Michael will have words.
I actually like 6 better for that reason. I hate Akira Toriyama and all he stands for. He is my absolute least favorite artist in the history of art.
Also, thanks for clearing everything up with Zell Stone Monk Wisdom. Yes, Final Fantasy VII was 52.
I thought it was 50. But yeah, it was around the midpoint.
Yeah.
Which, admittedly, I know that the fanboys are not going to be happy. Because for a lot of people that was their first Final Fantasy, and I can respect the fact that your first Final Fantasy is generally your favorite, even if it's a horribly shitty one like 8.
It was 8. Well, technically 7 was my first, but I never finished it. I only played the first hour of it. 8.
So I can respect the fact that people whose first full one being a horribly shitty one, they still love that one the most.
I cried.
I can respect that.
It caused me to weep. It caused me to emote.
But at the same time, yeah, no. 6 was definitely the best of the series, and I full props to the person who wrote the list for putting in the number 2 spot.
12 did not belong on this list. What the hell?
12 did not belong on the list.
That's what I'm upset about. I'm upset that 12 is on this list at all, and I'm upset that Kingdom Hearts only got 86.
I have played 7th Saga, and it is 7th Saga to me is annoying because of so many of the mechanics that they put into it.
Like, personally, if they had left 12 out and put in... Actually, if they put in 11 or 14, that would have been amazing as well, since they already established they wanted to put MMOs in.
Yeah.
Because 11 and 14, I mean, okay, maybe not 11. Let's be honest. I loved 11, but I also am a masochist, so, grinding for 700 years to get to level 30 is, kind of my thing. It's kind of my thing.
Versus me, where it's like, I kind of want to play the game, but at the same time, not so much.
Well, nowadays you can't even play it anymore, I don't think.
What RPGs weren't mentioned?
I think they already server down 11.
I've already mentioned 2, Resonance of Fate and Wild Arms. Whichever, because
Resonance of Fate, while it did have a strong fan following, I don't believe it was very critically acclaimed.
It's a cult classic by some.
Exactly, but we've already established that the list is based on critical acclaim.
Yeah.
which is the problem there.
Hmm. And that's
I'm pleased that New Vegas is in this list at all, honestly. So
Yeah, and honestly, I'm kind of shocked. As much hype and as much critical acclaim as there was for 4, that 4 didn't end up on the list at all. But
what, Final
that
Fantasy
being
4?
said,
Wait, what?
no.
Oh, Fallout 4. Yeah, I'm almost surprised I didn't make it because, I mean, that was a good game, but I don't know.
And part of me is wondering if they included Final Fantasy 2 because of the constant hype slash now starting to look like vaporware status of 3.
yeah.
Maybe.
Which, let's be honest, at this point, it's starting to look like Valve is making Kingdom Hearts 3. Because we all know Valve can't count to 3.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing. The only Kingdom Hearts game mentioned was 2.
Yeah, they didn't
Well,
include 1 at all, which was
yeah.
kind of weird.
Okay, hey, you know, I would almost tell you that, yeah, just like I've said in some other games, 2 was the perfection of 1. But they definitely put in items in this that were not the perfections, like your Mass Effect 1s and stuff like that. So why the hell Kingdom Hearts 1 didn't get on there?
Yeah.
Kingdom 1's, I don't know. That's weird.
Kingdom Hearts 1 was a genre changer in a lot of ways because it really took, it took 2 things that looked like they shouldn't go together, kind of like when you what you had with the Mario RPGs.
Mhm.
It took 2 things that looked like they shouldn't go together and said, you know what? Fuck your logic. We're going to put them together anyways. And by the way, we're awesome.
Also, in this case, I'm kind of agreeing with Stone Monk. I'm pausing the game for a little bit so we can talk about this. Was that the Stone Monk just mentioned that the list doesn't feel like it's a global list. It's basically a Western list because they're all.
mean,
Oh, by all means.
I don't know. Not that much. Look, we have plenty of representation by Japanese companies in here.
Yes, but
We have JP companies, but this is very much sounds like the list of the Western market.
yeah,
Not necessarily Western developers, but Western market.
I guess. I guess that's hard to argue.
and that's the one thing is that from my perspective,
There are definitely a lot of Western RPGs here that I don't know didn't fucking deserve to be here. So maybe that's part of it.
yeah. I mean, like for me, I'm pretty sure I could name at least a couple of Japanese RPGs that have never come stateside that I'd love to see on the list. One of which is my favorite Super Robot Wars games.
Well,
Which,
you know what? If that's what we're going with, if it's something that wasn't released here, well then I guess that's why it can't be on the list because then what's the accessibility to it?
yeah, but technically there are some games that were released in Japan to critical acclaim that there was zero peeps out on the West because the game supposedly would not sell well here.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Are we talking games like Mother 3?
Mother 3,
Not on
which
this list.
not on the list because
Only one Earthbound game on this list. Come on.
and
and that's
Then
the
again,
one
it's
US one.
Release. Yeah, the released ones. You're right.
uh, Earthbound
I think-
Earthbound Zero did finally get a release. Did finally get a release on the Wii U.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that I'm missing on this list though, as far as like my favorites, and I think it's covered all my favorites.
Yeah. Seiken and Densetsu
the
3.
The only other one I can think of that I would have liked to see on the list, but I have to agree is not top 100 quality, and that's Legaia. Legaia is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've played it on this channel. It's fun. But is it top 100 fun? No.
No.
It really isn't. But it is fun.
And I have two, because Eddie saw me purchase it.
Yes.
And
Legaia 2?
Legaia 2 for the PS2.
Mhm.
Like I do.
And I will say this, it definitely improves on the game mechanics, but the story of it is just bleh.
Which that's my other concern with it is, again, I did enjoy Legaia. I don't want anyone to take this criticism as me saying otherwise,
Mhm.
but its gameplay was mixed. Its story could have definitely been stronger. Honestly, I don't feel like it was definitely a fun game, and I'm sad it wasn't included, but I understand why because it wasn't that great.
Uh, I'm trying to think of other RPGs that I own that could be on the list. Nier, whether it's Nier or Nier Automata. Uh,
I could see that.
No representation.
What I would have really liked to see, and I know why, because it didn't have critical acclaim,
mhm.
but Torchlight, the original Torchlight.
It was on here. Torchlight 2 was on the list. Sorry, it was like 98.
Oh,
Torchlight 2 was?
Torchlight. Oh, hey, Brave Fencer Musashi. Stone Monk is mentioning some. I may just pop this back on, just so it can capture it. But Brave Fencer Musashi was not on this list. Although I'd put Musashi a little bit more on the action RPG like Secret of Mana. That's another one. And this
Alundra?
Alundra, but last time I checked, Alundra is considered in the same category as Zelda.
Which is action RPG, but RPG is still part of it, and we've already got other.
And that's another thing is that there was zero mention of Legend of Zelda at all in this list.
No
Which is really weird.
Because most people do consider
obviously,
Zelda
RPG.
an RPG.
I mean, unless they were considering it a straight up action adventure, but at that point,
Well, obviously
then, but at that point, then you've got other stuff on there that really didn't belong at all. If you're going with that, then you've got other stuff on there that should have never made the list because
they
it's
are. What's
also.
on there that's similar to Legend of Zelda?
I'm trying to think. There was something on there that I was like, well, I'll forgive it because.
I mean, every other game here has a leveling system, right? That's definitely one of the common.
Yeah, I mean, Brave Fencer Musashi, Grandia, whether it's 2 was mentioned, 1 wasn't, or 3. No, Vandal Hearts I think was mentioned earlier, Stone Monk. I think it was.
No, I
don't
it was
think
not
so.
named. It was not named. No, Shadow Hearts was named.
Oh, Shadow Hearts was, not Vandal Hearts. Neither was Dark Cloud,
Shadow
1 or
Hearts.
2.
Well, and yeah, Dark Cloud wasn't included. Now, keep in mind, Vandal Hearts is more of a tacticsy, which
Mhm.
doesn't really excuse it because we did have 2 tactics games that I can think of off the top of my head on here.
But is it a tactics?
No,
game
we had about
compared to
4.
Level Up?
No, 6. We had about 6 tactics
no,
games.
Vandal Hearts is a level up tactics game. It's very it's a very reductive sort of Final Fantasy tactics game.
Actually, Michael,
Not
on
reductive as in bad, but reductive as in it doesn't have as much of that.
actually there were more than 2 on the list that were tactics games because we had Final Fantasy Tactics, 2 Fire Emblems, Tactics Ogres, huh?
Disgaea or Disgaea, I don't know.
Disgaea was the first one. Tactics Ogre, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Shining Force. Shining Force is a tactics game.
Oh. So yeah, we've got a lot of tactics games on here, so there's not really much of an excuse.
Yeah.
Unless I just figured it wasn't good enough for the list.
But yeah, I mean, again, back to the original point that we were making, that really, at the end of the day, how dare they leave Zelda out? Like, there's other stuff.
Other than it's not an RPG, I guess, by definition, because the only other one that I can think of that's like it that's not on the list too is Legends, Mega Man Legends. But it's the same kind of like there's exploration and stuff like that, but there's no leveling system.
Well, in this case, here's the problem: is that there is a game like that on the list already.
What?
Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But you level things up in that game, don't you?
You level
The
up your
only
gear.
thing that levels up,
Well, you increase your gear.
basically,
Which is
Monster
gear
Hunter is a gear-based leveling system. Your character's health and stamina is always 100. You can get better gear that increases stamina, attack, defense, various other stats. The only thing that technically does level up itself are...
Wait, sorry, let me interrupt you because there at the beginning of the story, there's, for the purposes of the list, we defined an RPG as a game that includes number 1, persistent character progression, including player exposed stats. Combat that is a significant part of the experience.
That's definitely
Choices and consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Story, exploration, and finally character building and customization.
Okay, so now we know what they put it on for their definition of a RPG. Character progression, whether it's by player or character stats, that does match Monster Hunter.
But does it match Zelda? And I think the answer is no.
By their definition, it's dependent on the interpretation of it. Probably not. Because technically Zelda, like, heart pieces are technically increased by stats, and it's a visible stat to the player, as well as gear-based improvements, things like hook shots of various items. Mm-hmm. But if they are considering, if they do not consider health to be character progression, then it probably would not include Mega Man Legends or Zelda. But Monster Hunter kind of skims by it very past, and now I see why they only mentioned 4 Ultimate. Because Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is the only Monster Hunter game with a proper story to it. Because Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, like all the other Monster Hunters, you're a hunter that's been hired by a village to help with a problem. Monster Hunter 4 is you're hired by a caravan to help with the leader of the caravan find something out. And as you play and go through missions, you find out more about the world and find out that, oh hey, this monster that you've been chasing is what the caravan leader is for. But that leads into other things and more story. It's a very bare bones story by most people's standard, but by Monster Hunter standards, it is a story, which is why I think Monster Hunter 4 skated by on its own teeth with this one.
I need to interrupt you to do some more shitting on Final Fantasy 12.
Okay.
because 10 and 13 aren't on here, but 12 is. I mean, 10 probably should have been the one that's on here. I don't understand 10 wasn't on. Why 10's not on here, but 12 is. Because 10 was good enough. I know people have problems with 13, but it wasn't as bad as 12. This is just me shitting on 12 still. It's just 12. There's nothing to go back to for me.
I would say that after a certain point, 10 started finally getting better. And it's like you have to survive like the early stages of the awkwardness of Tidus.
Tidus.
No,
it's actually confirmed in the voice acting as Tidus.
It's actually confirmed as Tidus.
Tidus.
Yes, the sphere system, also known as dress-up jobs. But what's your reasoning? But in my opinion, technically, I still kind of rank 12 higher than 13.
What?
Mostly because
actually reverse that, but not by much. Like I feel like 13 was infinitesimally better than 12. I really enjoyed 13, and I know I'm in the minority when I say so. Despite the fact that it feels like you're being forced on a quarter, because I tend to be the storyline anyways, so it didn't really impact in any way my personal experience that it was going, oh well, here, just follow this long path, you'll get there. I would have followed it anyway, even if there were branches.
For me,
it might have taken longer to get there, but I would have followed it.
Yeah, my reasoning why I think 12 is a little bit, and I mean little bit as in like you can measure it in nanometers, is that to me the characterization in 13 was horrendous, whereas
But not
12,
as bad as 12. Not as bad
but
as 12.
12,
The only memorable character in 12 is Baltier, like I mentioned before, but that's about it.
for me,
Uh,
12
I
characters had a
would-
little bit more characterization to them, except for Van.
Which
Van
funny
is
because
basically
I was
the
just
blank
about to
slate.
say that, which is funny because I was going to say that actually of 12, my second favorite character was Vaughn.
Really now?
Yeah, I actually genuinely like Vaughn.
Okay.
Was he the best character in the series?
No.
Hell no. But I genuinely liked him. I felt he had a likable storyline. But then again, keeping in mind that my opinion is a little suspect, because I also find Hope Estime to be a pleasant and enjoyable character.
He's fine.
I will agree.
And
Technically,
a lot of people hate Hope because they consider him to be a whiny little bitch, as the common vernacular.
I mean, a lot of Final Fantasy characters are, so why is that the limiting factor?
okay. In this case, like, early on, Hope is a whiny little bitch. But
His mom just died.
his mom just died.
Seriously,
And like every child, he's going to put the blame on somewhere because
Well,
and he really can't put the blame on himself because the only person that he could see that would have put that he could associate with it was, of course, Snow fucking Villers.
President Snow. What? Sorry. Wrong.
oh god, no. Not President Snow. Why are we bringing Snow? You go sit in the corner and think about what you just did.
New fan fiction. Write it.
President Snow. God damn it, no. No.
Go sit in the corner and think about what you did.
And the only character
Go on.
that I absolutely loved from 13, spoilers, gets killed off in 2. And you don't even get to see it either.
Wait, what?
Saz.
Sounds
Oh.
alive. Spoiler if you're spoiling.
Basically, you find out that he gets killed off screen.
He's alive.
Yeah, after the end of 13.3, by some.
No. He's alive in 13.2 as well. I mean,
I heard he got killed.
No, he's alive.
Well, keep in mind, first of all, 13.2 is timey-wimey.
So, I mean, 13.3. Lightning Returns.
Yes. 13.2, he's
Alive.
killed off screen.
Well, apparently not, because he's in Lightning Returns.
Well, in 13.3, if I recall, they're basically in purgatory.
Yeah, but it's the same world. It just got shifted into Purgatory, not that they're in a new world.
Which means it says
I actually
being a
played
ghost. So we now have something even more awesome.
But he never actually died.
Anyway,
I think that's even a plot point where like they made it. I thought you were dead. No, I'm not. And that's it. That's
I
all
got better.
I got better.
You got better. Okay, we've been out here too long. This really riled us up.
Okay, yeah, it's a little past the 2-hour mark, and we just got to the next dungeon, and connection seems to be going a little bit on my end.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So, in this case,
Thank you, Stone Monk Wisdom. This has been fun.
and thank you, Zell, for showing up, and Aeon, if you're still with us.
In our hearts, of course.
And thanks, Stone Monk Wisdom, for definitely mentioning the 100 RPGs of all time. I'm going to take a closer look at that list and make some. What was 80? What was?
Remember, KH2 was.
Oh, right,
He was
right.
doing the callback to his absolute hatred of the list.
In this case, though, I do I kind of wanted to do a multiplayer game tonight, but due to my internet having some issues, as we all experienced, it was not going to be possible. It was not going to be very possible, or at least an enjoyable experience.
No, it would have been bad. It would have been very bad, and we would have all hated life.
So, I'm going to try and figure out how to get it fixed so we can try and do more multiplayer games. Um, kind of want to do Spelunky, but yeah, maybe we'll just do like an offline stream, an offline thing of Terraria. But also, Eddie, are we going to be doing any streaming on Sunday or nah?
No, probably not, because we're going to take up time doing Guardians.
Okay, so no streams this weekend. Check back Monday for Monday Night Murloc.
Yeah, I'm
Tuesday.
gonna try to stream on Monday. I'm sorry, I've been bad about that.
It's okay. I know Andy's been basically having us host for his channel on Monday, uh, and Wednesday occasionally. But
Both Andy or I or just me will stream on Monday for sure. It'll be Overwatch, so get ready for that, everybody.
yeah, if you're really like that, yes, the schedule is horribly wrong, and we need to update it, like
Or just
horrendously.
remove it because we don't stick to anything. So
Yeah,
We really
we can
don't.
remove it.
yeah.
Just if you're interested in what's coming up next, check the Facebook, Twitter, and all the other channels because we'll announce on there before we go live. So
Yep.
that's actually much more accurate and reliable than the old schedule.
Yeah, the schedule was created like what, a year and a half ago?
To be fair,
2 years, I think now.
only two of the 5 things aren't regular, really. But
Yeah. But in this case, Tuesday is Kage Tuesdays, with him basically going through all of the Final Fantasies, main line Final Fantasies. So he's starting at 1.
Which of course means that in about a year and a half, he's going to get to Eddie's favorite. So feel free to tune out those weeks.
yeah,
Well, he's if I'd have to double check, but he did. I believe he did finish Kari on Tuesday. He did try to do the ice cave so he could do the Cave of Ordeals, and we were having a fun time with that.
So he's actually moving along at a pretty decent speed then.
I gotta jump
Yes.
off, guys. So you guys can say bye for me.
All right, night, Eddie.
Bye, everybody.
And
Now that he's gone.
but in this case, and then of course there's the Friday night streams, with the occasional Saturday or Sunday stream, whatever Eddie
Yeah,
feels like it.
which I have, which those are fewer and further in between, but they're also quite fun when they do it.
Yeah, especially since Aeon joined us for that one time Eddie finally got good at Bloodborne. But in this case,
I'm maybe back online tomorrow for MMO Saturdays, but I'm not promising anything just yet. I'm gonna have to make sure that this is gonna work out this way.
well,
But I think we can be back online.
in this case, Stone Monk Wisdom, I'll definitely check it out, and I'll probably post it up on the Facebook page. And thanks for sharing. Knowing Michael, you're probably going to be doing Elder Scrolls Online.
Most likely, if we do stream tomorrow, it's gonna be ESO.
Okay. So, as such, thank you for joining us, and I hope you all have a great night.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.